Okay, I think I only have 5 minutes, so we're gonna go fast. So Paris Agreement. White House just said they're probably going to pull out. That's the last thing I heard, and it's scary for me. I understand for some people it's not, and you think it's BS anyway. If you're one of those people, continue living your life. If you're not, ask yourself, how much do you really care about this? How much does this really scare you? If it scares you a little bit, if you think it might matter a little bit, change your life a little bit. If it scares you a ton and you really, it's like one of the worst things that you can think of, change your life a lot. There's so much you can do to not feel helpless, to actually make a difference. So if you're like me, here are things you can do. I switched to Green Mountain Energy. It means all of the electricity in my house comes from solar and wind. It goes through my electric company, and they buy it from Green Mountain. They buy it from solar and wind. All of the electricity that you see powering my house and my phone right now comes from solar and wind. It's not that much more expensive. Some months it's actually less expensive. They don't make any claims on price. They just say you will be getting it from sustainable resources. So you can do that. How much do you care? Do you care about your bottom line? Do you care about your electric bill more than you care about the environment? A lot of people, yes. Me, no. Okay? So I switched. That's one thing you can do, and that's great. If you have an electric car, you're plugging it in here rather than plugging it in and then buying that oil from your electric company, right? If you don't have an electric car, I don't have an electric car, don't worry about that much, because it takes a lot more energy to make a new car and throw out an old one than to just run your old car. So if you have an old car and you're worried about the gas emissions and everything, know that you're actually making a bigger difference by running that old car into the ground. So I have an old car, and I'm going to drive it until it dies, until it costs more to fix it than it's worth. That you're doing more for the environment than saying, oh, I'm going to get a brand new electric car or hybrid or something. However, if you do need a new car and you have the means, absolutely. Hybrid or fully electric would be great, especially if you have something with solar and wind for your electric company. So those are two things. Third thing, you can stop eating meat. That contributes to climate change so much more than people think. So again, how much do you care? Do you care about eating meat, or do you care about the environment? Maybe it's somewhere in between, and cut out meat a little bit. A couple days a week, go for something else, and you'll be contributing a little bit. If you care a ton, if you care more about that than eating meat, cut it out completely. Stop producing waste. That's another thing I did. Get a reusable coffee cup. You'll never have to touch a disposable one again. Bring it to Starbucks. They love it. Every time I bring it in, they think it's the coolest thing. So do that. Stop having reusable bag, or get reusable bags. Stop using plastic bags, plastic water bottles. How much do you care? Do you care about the convenience, or do you care about the environment? There are things you can do, so do them if you care enough. But ask yourself every time, does this Paris Agreement really scare me? How much? How much am I willing to do? So there are things you can do. Green Mountain Energy. Drive your car until it stops driving, and then get an electric. Stop eating meat, and stop producing waste. It's not that hard to not throw things out and stop buying things that come in packaging. It's not that hard. I thought it would be really hard. I've been doing it for 6 months and finding very easy ways to get around it. It's cheaper, it's better, it's safer, and it's awesome. So there are things you can do. We can do this in numbers and make a really real difference. Just ask yourself, how much do I care?